Pokemon has become a franchise that is popular to dislike, and if you're a fan, you can't really blame the people that do. You might even be one of them. That brings us to Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'll start off by saying, I really like this game. It's really fun. I have about 20 hours, and I've done 2 of the Legendary Beasts, which is kind of like the gyms for this game, I guess. That's at least how they track them on like the save screen. Also, this video will be spoiler free for the most part. The footage is only of the town and the first area. As a fan of Pokemon, it's been hard to see the direction that the games have been going for the past 6 or so years. Pokemon games have never been difficult. There are some parts that are harder than others, but for the most part, from 1st to 5th gen, Pokemon games are fun but not all that challenging. This leads us to 6th gen and on. I like 6th gen, just to put that out there. I have like 200 hours in Y and like a lot more in Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. In 6th gen, they changed the way that the XP share worked, and if you're a Pokemon fan, you already know what I'm going to talk about. This one change is the biggest problem for modern Pokemon for me. In all older games, the XP share was a held item to give to one of your Pokemon and they would get some XP for every battle. The change made it so that the XP share was a key item and all Pokemon in the party would get a pretty good amount of XP. That may not sound like a problem, and for the most part in 6th gen it wasn't. You could turn it off, and the game felt more difficult than other games, not because Game Freak worked on the AI or there were less items, but because your Pokemon were almost always underleveled. So if you use the XP share, the game becomes way too easy, and if you don't use it, the game is just annoying to play. I don't think Pokemon games need to be difficult, but some kind of resistance towards the player would be nice. To me, it feels like the annoying being underleveled and having to grind rather than just play the game is what leads to the Pokemon we have now. They're trying to take out all the grind, essentially. The XP share in the new games becomes a gameplay feature rather than just an item. This fundamentally changes the way that Pokemon as a game feels. In the old games, which from now on, if I say like old games, it means 5th gen and older, and if I say new games, it means 6th gen and newer. In the old games, if you fought every trainer, you would always be basically the same level or a little bit lower than the current gym that you're on. So there was like an aspect of choice. Do you not want to fight all the trainers in this route or all these gym trainers? So your Pokemon could be a little more underleveled than you would have liked, letting you save some time for having to do a harder fight. On one hand, you might say, Drew, with the XP share, this would be less of a problem. You cannot fight those trainers and you would still be around a good level. And honestly, that's not a bad way of looking at it. There are a lot of people who play Pokemon. Pokemon is the biggest media franchise after all. Something that is talked about a lot is, oh, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Show Nintendo that we don't like games like this, juxtaposed to Pokemon selling like crazy every time one comes out. It's because people don't care. To the people in the gaming community seeing all the backlash to Pokemon games, it seems like, oh wow, so many people care and are talking about this. Surely Nintendo will see this and make changes. They won't. Compared to all the people that are actually buying Pokemon, we are such a small part of that. Parents just go to the store around Christmas time, see a Pokemon game. Oh, I remember Pokemon, let's get Jimmy that. And then Jimmy gets Pokemon, and he loves it for all the same reasons that we loved it growing up. He just doesn't know better. Sorry to go all doomer on you there. It does get better. So I need to put this part in the video somewhere, talking about the games after 6th gen. And this is honestly just the best part. So it won't get better just yet. 7th gen, 8th gen, and the 4th gen remakes are the worst. I have played every mainline Pokemon game growing up countless times, and Pokemon Platinum alone like 50. I got the game Christmas of 2008. I should like 4th gen remakes, right? But I don't. All of these games, the 7th gen, 8th gen, and 4th gen remakes, they all have one thing in common. They're just boring. And I have nothing more to say than I could only stand to play Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Shield to around the 5th gym, and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond to just after the 2nd gym. They're boring and tedious to play. It holds your hand almost all the way through the game, and the characters are just uninteresting and one-dimensional. That's all I should need to say about those games, and now we can kind of talk about Pokemon's last hope, I guess. Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game is fun, and again, I understand people saying they don't like it. I wish there was a Pokemon game with all the polish of Dragon Quest XI or Breath of the Wild, but there just isn't. Also, what we have with this game isn't all that bad. If you're on the fence about the game, and you really like Pokemon, I would at least watch some videos showing off some of the stuff. And don't get me wrong, the game is not perfect. At least as far as I have played, every trainer battle is a joke and every boss fight is easy. But I should mention, there are not that many trainer battles. But when going into this game, I wasn't thinking every 2 seconds, why did they do it this way? Why is this like that? Or who thought this was a good idea? Like I did going through Pokemon Shield and Brilliant Diamond. The game lets you play it. At the beginning, there's about 30 minutes of handholding. You know, some go here, do this. But after that, you get quests and do what you want. Want to go catch Pokemon and work on the Pokedex? Who cares about the main quest? Or want to do a bunch of side quests around town or go collecting resources and just ride past every single Pokemon? Do it. Every game before this, you could do some of this stuff, but why? Go work on the Pokédex in Platinum. I mean, no one in the world seems to care, but you and the professor, and it doesn't really seem like he cares either. Some of the quests and legends has you show people completed Pokédex entries, and completing the dex directly gives you new crafting recipes to catch more Pokemon through their leveling system that they have. And the dex finally having a reason to exist is honestly one of the best things to happen in the games. Every single Pokemon game is basically built on top of the premise you're going to go complete the Pokedex. That's why you get to choose a Pokemon in the beginning. It's so that you can complete the dex. But you're never once throughout all the games ever given a real reason to do it. The world is finally dynamic and can change around you with the different actions that you can make. You can go talk to the farmers and make the farms bigger by giving them one of your Pokemon to help them farm. Or when you see different characters around town, when you give them Pokemon, they'll always have that Pokemon with them. Legends has also kind of changed my opinion on a lot of the things I didn't like from some of the newer games. The biggest is the XP share. I still don't think I'd want it in a normal mainline game, but in this style of changing Pokemon all the time, I think it's a really good idea. And rideable Pokemon, I never really liked it, because even if HM sucked, it was still a Pokemon I caught and was using all the time, and not some random Pokemon that just appeared. And even if it's a small connection, you make a connection with all of the rideable Pokemon in this game before you're ever able to ride them. And catching Pokemon has never felt like this good. Moving one of the big angry Pokemon into the perfect spot with fruit to throw a Pokeball at their back is really fun and just adds different ways to go about every fight. I don't know what a Pokemon game after this one looks like, but if even half of the stuff from this game makes it into the main line, I think people will really enjoy Pokemon again. So we've reached the end of what I wanted to talk about for the most part. Sorry if it sounds messy, I'm still trying to learn how to organize my thoughts in a script, and the Switch footage in the future will hopefully be better. There's a lot of weird glitches. I think it's because of the HDMI cables I used. I'll buy some new ones. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you, and if you liked it, like, comment, and sub, and follow my Twitch channel. When we get to 100 subs, I'm gonna start streaming. Thanks.